Come on. Right, there we go. Do we have sound? La 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 la. Okay, yeah, we've got sound. Turn down the laptop. Okay. Right. Let's. No, we did Marcus. We're on to Callian now. I decided I'm rewarding myself with a housing stream today because, I was actually. I actually went out. I got over the social anxiety and I went out and got my prescription. And, it kind of helps that the snow's gone because I didn't have to worry about falling on my fat ass and bouncing halfway down the street. But, the important thing is I did it. I went out. Dobby! Oh, I'm not happy. He don't want to be bothered. So, yes, also my friend Joseph nagged at me to get on and do more streaming, so... I mean, he's no up at affiliate rank yet, but God knows how I'm going to get there. Right, okay, so usually I would do my quests and craft first, but I'm going to prioritise the house tour. I might do the crafting routes and quests after. I don't know if they're particularly interesting to anyone that watches, but So here we are. We're gonna. Oh, notifications? No. I'm not dealing with recruitment right now. In the interest of her not getting in the way, we're going to put Gretchen away and we're going to go travel to Linchal Grand Manor. Which I just finished decorating a couple of days ago. And I'm fairly happy with it. It looks nothing like what's in the loading screen, but that's okay. I like to do my own thing. Now I see a fluff cat. What you doing staring at the floor? Huh? Okay, so first thing I'll mention we did is we took hedges and edged all the path. Well, not all of it completely. I mean, I left room for stairs and there's bits over by the barn that I just figured that would be a bit much to do. But yeah, I partitioned the hedges just to give the path a bit more demarcation because it's too easy to run across the grass, and I get the feeling that most people would, but I do not want people running across my grass. And over by the rotunda, I decided to make a little ancestor shrine. This is clearly some noble from the past of the person that owned this place. They've got little sensors and some braziers to keep them well lit. They've got a place of honour. Although if I could rotate this rotunda just so that the pillars were framing that statue, I would have, and I think it would have looked better. I went and bought 2 of the Debella furnishing pack for this because I liked the look of the fountains and also the look of the giant Debella statues. I may be gay, but that doesn't mean I can deny the look of good statuary. And as you can see, I used my very fond upstretched shade trees to the advantage. I also added the Bella flowers from the furnishing pack and tried to get the trees in a sort of aesthetically pleasing combination. Excuse me. Also got the pergola here with a nice little gaming area. You know, skooma, tea, some place to just, chill out, relax. And over here, more flowers. I was going to consider trying to do something artsy with the rocks, but then I decided just to, place them down, see what happened. This one I had to use the. Hang on, the vines are getting in the way. This one I gave it its own separate little table because trying to phase the. Oh god, what's it called again? Punctilious conflict into a larger table can be quite tricky sometimes. And I wanted it to be less of a headache. So here you can see we've got Ferrari studying the game. I like to think she's probably betting on who's going to win. Or maybe she's just waiting for them to, lose concentration so she can pick their pockets. Who knows? She's a sneaky Khajiit. Now we're going to head to the I believe it's supposed to be a reflecting pool. As you can see, I used the blooming ginkgo trees, which I'm quite fond of. I was kind of tempted to use those trees that drop cherry petals, but if I remember rightly, they're the Jester Festival ones with the thorns, and that put me off just a little bit. So, over here we have two Debellas. Originally the plan was that we'd have one facing the entrance and one facing the house so that when you're sitting on the balcony you can sit and see Debella's massive boobs. But as you can see, the ginkgo trees didn't quite allow such a great view. And I like the falling petal effect more than I like the let's be slightly perverted effect. And happily, because it was the wedding stuff in the luxury vendor, I could restock on my little blue and orange flowers and use them to up the light content. Floating wedding lights from Hughes Bane were nice too. I didn't want to get rid of the topiary, so I just used it as statement for the corners, I guess you'd say. The seal with the bella down here, I phased a Lalu salt lamp into, just to give it that red colour. And then we've got the blanket of petals, which have floated above the water. I think it works fairly well, although sometimes with my eyesight I'm not entirely sure if I get the depth right. These little potted plant arrangements came with the place, even though they're like two pieces, and I didn't want to, try and replicate them if I moved them, so I just left them as is. Sometimes laziness does have its uses. Of course, here we have the planters. Poppies and wildflowers. The rest of the flowers from the furnishing pack got distributed into these beds. You can see we've got butterflies, and I think, yeah, some of the emerald candle flowers there. They're very subtle. I would have liked them to be a bit more busy, if you catch my meaning. And then we go this way. Nice little wander around the grounds. Sadly, I'm sitting at 700 for the furnishings. Although, collectible. See, if collectible furnishings. Sorry, if the siege furnishings from Cyrodiil counted as collectibles, then eventually I would have ballista or catapults up here if they'd fit. But I don't think they're collectibles. I'd have to double check. Anyway, we are down here and we're just heading towards the barn. I would have liked it if we'd had big flower patches, you know, big full planters that already contain flowers. That would have been quite nice. Unfortunately, we don't. So we have to improvise with what we have and the build count. Over here you can see where I didn't go and continue the hedges. I thought it was a bit... It would have really killed my build count to go all the way around here. I only have so many slots and I have to use them appropriately. And here we have our barn. It's not very fancy, but I was running low on build slots. So I put the expansion mounts here. So there's the Somerset one, there's the Graymere one, and there's the Radmathra. One of my friends crafted me these Solitude troughs. I didn't have... Well, I couldn't find the water-filled ones in the housing editor, so it appears they were only limited time for the furnishing pack, which I'm pretty disappointed by. Maybe next time it comes out I'll be able to grab 3 of them from the editor. So we're heading up past the wooded area here. Just to the side, there's not really much. I studied a few trees around and fiddled with a few topiary bits. Placed some flowers hither and thither. Like these ones that are really meant to be put on a wall, but I decided I'd try and put them on the ground. Quite happy with how it looks myself. And really that's all that's important. Anyone else is free to have their opinion, but you know, this is my house. I decorate it. My opinion. So that's the exterior of the house, and over here we have our little puppies and their little outfits. Doesn't matter what alliance you're with, you gotta look after your puppers. Good boys. I'm more of a cat person myself, but I understand the pups are cute. I turned the statues here just a little. I wanted to give them a more "we're watching you" appearance. And I pulled the Eleanor fountain from the townhouse where I had it stashed. Because I think it looks better here, to be honest. I wanted a nice sizable fountain, and I can't make the 4-way elsewhere fountains or the 4-way Eleanor ones, so I just pulled this one because I already had it. And up here we've got the entranceway with our storage chests, just so we can, you know, drop stuff off if we want to, and now we go inside. See, the idea for this place is that it's just some chill nobleman's retreat where you can come, relax, and invariably read his many books. Libraries are my thing. Hey Bambi. What a pretty kitten. Ooh, yes. Yes, you're a pretty kitten. Don't eat the plastic. Yeah, so libraries are my thing, and we've got Skooma here, books. I like to think Tithus is trying to decide which book he's going to read. And then here we made a nicely stocked kitchen. Plenty of mead, plenty of food. Nizami ready to sell us it. I really wish I could have got the cooking fire to fit in the hearth, but I couldn't quite manage it. So it's just sitting there and we're ignoring it being on the rug just because. Magic. Elder Scrolls Online is full of magic. Why would it burn? It's a fireproof rug. And over here we've got all the provisions we've got laid in stock. And of course there's beer. There's always beer. I did briefly consider getting one of those really giant kegs and freezing it into that wall, but I decided I would rather have the elsewhere mead kegs instead. Go back into our little library compared to some of the ones I'd like to build. And here we've got a nice little parlour where we attend to the necessities, quills, parchment, a couple of interesting books, and dwarven table lamps. Those are really good for the light level. If I hadn't already put out these Alinor sconces before I thought of them, I would probably redo the entire house with them, but doing that would deplete my sprockets, and I need as many of those Arcanthang sprockets as I can get for when they finally decide to release Stony Galeri. I'm hoping it's in March next month because I am sick of waiting. And here we have our little crafting station set up, which I like to do in most of my homes when I can afford it. And we've got some alchemy gewgaws here. Mortar and pestle, potions. There's beside the alchemy station, and this ledge is just storage. We've got some clockwork gems, tailoring supplies, and a big basket. It's a little dark for the time of day, but there's only so much you can do with the lighting. Besides, I like to think this is a cosy little place to relax. And up here, we've got a few paintings, some rugs. This is really just the bedroom. Got a nice warm tub, big bed, all the usual accoutrements. Fancy sugar pipe up here. Something to drink when you're reading. A little bit of clutter. And of course the monkey fan. Who doesn't love the monkey fan? If you don't love the monkey fan, you are not playing the game right. Although my friend John was bitterly disappointed that you can't just have it in your inventory as a memento. Got Our Horker Tusk by the bed. Well, Saber Cat Fang. You know why. Don't make me spell it out. Clothing storage. Stuff over here. Saint Alessia. Hi hen, how you doing? And our Jester's Coffer. I want a little bit of clutter without it being, you know, crazy. And over here we have a nice little reading nook. Some tea, sweet roll, skimmer. Nice selection of books. And the Canarthy's Wind poster, because, you know, why not? And the Clockwork Celestia drone, just as a little objet d'art. And that brings us out to the balcony. And we put up some wedding trellises to, you know, block the view. What if you want to sunbathe naked? Got some nice little potted plants and a couple of braziers. And here's our little fenced-in relaxation area. A slightly fancier Alinor trellis. Some of those rose-studded trellises. Got another meat rack here. Fire pit for when it gets cold, and a small bar selection. Sweet rolls for when you're in the savoury nibble, it's some sweet nibble, and ribs for when you want something savoury. And of course a little reading material. With the fancy skimmer pipes here. One of my friends was like, "Where's your skimmer bubbler?" And I was like, "You're staring right at it." But yeah, that's the Noble's Retreat. It's quite a nice, simple concept. Nice build. Just somewhere, you know, to chill out when you're in the Gold Coast. And I am pleased as punch that I've finally got somewhere to use these giant rugs, because I had no idea exactly how large they were when I got the plan, and I've been dying for an excuse to use them somewhere. Although if they came in a sort of red or black option, I would have preferred that slightly, but that's being a little nitpicky. So yeah, that is our little Noble's Retreat in Linchal Grand Manor. I suppose I could put out some busts and collectibles, but I really don't know. I mean, do paintings come under collectibles? Zenchi Konu doesn't really fit, or the Ruthana Duranada. Sedge statue textures don't really match, and the Vardenfell scale model's a little obtrusive. I already have the Great Runes. Icos of Almeris I tried to use, but it was too big. State of the Snow Prunes, I don't think. Busts? Maybe. I could put the arena and trial ones out, but I don't know. There's such a thing as being too ostentatious. Personally, I would have made the Undaunted busts marble. But, you know, if bronze works for the developers, then hey ho, it works for the developers. Which reminds me, I really should try and do more trials. I've got a sticker book to fill out. I don't know. I mean, I have the collectible furnishing space, but I don't want to just drop stuff willy-nilly just for the sake of dropping it. And I'm fairly happy with what I've got. So unless something comes along that just screams Imperial Retreat Getaway, I'm just going to leave the manor as it is. Because I quite enjoy it. Let's go and see Debella. And peace out. Just, head away and get the rest of the day started. I have to go through Markarth, do an Imperial City daily, do my crafting writs, and then there's a whole bunch of treasure maps to do, so I'm going to stop this housing tour stream here and probably come back in a couple of minutes and just attend to business. It just is easier for me to export the housing streams as like their own little videos to YouTube, as opposed to like multi-hour streams. So I shall be back momentarily, and if you enjoyed this stream, maybe throw a like or a follow or something. I'd be much appreciative. But, I'm going to stop